Good morning, everyone. You've chosen a very special day to join us because we're here with Mike Dolan, the founder of Igobono, a new take on the social economy. Thanks so much for joining us, Mike.
Thank you, Jenna. Thank you, Chase. Nice to be here.
So Igobono is the first company to really bring the social economy online. Can we start out with you sharing your idea behind it and how it works?
Yeah, well, let's start out with what it is, right? So Igobono is a social economy where people can buy, sell, and donate goods or services using a social currency. We call bonos instead of money. Now, we use this currency to help insulate our members from economic downturns. Members can post needs and help those in need as well, and they can also give and receive donations. So we empower people to leverage their own social connections to build their own social economy in Igobono.
Awesome. And we were just speaking before we interviewed, talking about the tremendous potential. I mean, you can have startups exchanging goods and services. You can eventually trade intellectual property. So there's so much potential. But aside from incentivizing people with free bonos upon sign up, how are you marketing it?
Well, right now we have targeted SEO, and we're using targeted ads to try to zero in on the people that we think would benefit the most. So people that see this as a need, people that see the collaborative economy, people that see a different way to buy and to sell and to interact with their environment. Those are how we're getting out there and spreading the word. But like Chase, you're absolutely right. There's so much limited possibilities that we got to try to focus, stay narrow, and just get the people that are going to benefit right now to join us, and then everything should grow from there.
How about the fact that, Mike, you guys wanted to completely have a non-retail experience, but the site is modeled after a retail experience where I can see something with the price and buy it?
Right, it's modeled after retail experience. We did that because people are familiar with retail. You know, that's how people buy and sell goods every day in their life. So it is a unique idea, like we talked about earlier, Jenna. So to get them more comfortable, it's like you could buy just like on Igobono as you could on some other site, right? It's just the same thing, except you don't need real money. You use what we call bonos that we grant to you, and you can earn them however you want on the site.
And how do you set the dollar price on bonos? I mean, how do you ensure that the exchanges are fair?
So we built a pricing calculator. So if you go into Igobono and you do an offer and you post something, we try to make it easy. We have you think about the dollars in your own home currency. So Chase, if you were going to offer like a couch, right, for $100, you can go in there and say, I want to list a couch and put in 100. We'll calculate it for you. So we do all the work for you. And again, this is modeled after a purely capitalistic model, so you're free to price the goods and services however you want. It's not an auction, so you could put a buy now price out there and people will trade with you. And if they have an issue, they'll say, Chase, can you help me out? And you guys can negotiate back and forth. So it's free to do what you want.
And I can trade it for a PlayStation 4.
Well, trading, right, but you're going to buy it, right? So
right.
Traditional trading is inefficient, so we wanted to do this model so it's very easy. So Jenna, if you were there and you're just surfing on the couch one day and you found something you like, you know it's like 20 bonos and you could just buy it. You don't have to worry about, is it an auction? You know, do I have to trade something? What do I have that's valuable? Is he going to like it or not? That's why we did that model.
And so once I've made my first transaction, whether it's a purchase or an exchange, why should I come back?
Well, we hope that you're going to find value in the service, right? So you find something on there that you like and you're like, this is pretty cool, right? I didn't need real money and I got something of value. I'm going to look around my house and see what I can offer, because one person's trash is another man's treasure, right? That's the famous saying. So believe it or not, everybody has something to offer in Igobono. I mean, you wouldn't believe some of the stuff that we have up there. I mean, I connected with somebody that's even more of a geek than myself, and we trade old computer parts, you know? We're in 2014 with iPads, and I'm trading computer parts from 20 years ago.
I was reading that the average household has about 7,000 in just idle goods sitting around. So once, though, they go through that 7,000, how are you going to get them to stay there? How are you getting these repeat customers?
Well, if you trade or you sell 7,000 worth of goods, that's a tremendous amount of bonos, right? So they'll have a tremendous amount of money that can get other stuff that they need. And we really think when people get on there and they realize they can earn real value outside of the economy, not affected by money, and they can also help people if they want to feel, you know, they want to be helpful one day and they can post something and donate. Plus, you can search for people's needs. You can satisfy needs. There's so many different ways to engage on the site. It's not just buy and leave. You know, we hope when they see that value and see that you can satisfy needs, post donations, give donations, help people in need, that's going to drive them and keep them to the site.
How big of a role does gamification play?
Well, we think that's critical. We did some research, and it's definitely something that people understand. Like, at least for me, when I grew up, I know playing Super Mario Brothers, we always had to collect coins to get to the next level. So it's a carrot out there, right, to get them to trade and engage more, and then we incentivize them by giving them more bonos and kind of put that carrot out in front of them. So it's been helpful, and we think it's going to progress as more people join the site.
Do you think that gamification can ever be, just in general, a hindering force? Because let's say I just want to go on and make my transaction instead of being concerned with leveling up.
Well, you don't have to level up. It's an opportunity, and it's a carrot to put out there to incentivize you to do more, but you don't have to. Again, when you join Igobono, you get your bonos. You can do whatever you want. You're not forced to do anything. You can buy and sell however you wish. You can trade with whoever you wish. You can pick who you want. And like you said earlier, Jenna, it's like a retail experience. We give you the person. We give you the trading score. We give you reviews on the person. So you can make an informed decision to see if you want to deal with them or not.
Absolutely.
So how are you creating an environment where feedback is part of the culture?
And we build it into every transaction, Chase. So when you and I will do a sale on Igobono, I sell you something and you buy it, there's a rating on both sides of the transaction, okay? So it's a thumbs up or down, and we also let you provide direct commentary. So that if Jenna came in and said, okay, I want to deal with Chase, she can go through and read, okay, Chase sold to Mike. Mike said he was a good guy, and the trade was executed. Again, we think people have everything they need, right? That's the whole point of social economy. Let's develop the technology and the platform, let them get on and use it the way they want. That's what Igobono is. We just created the platform so people could start working with each other, and however they use it. I'm sure they're going to find new ways to use it that I haven't even thought of. That's the beauty of it. And like you said earlier, Chase, the vision is just so much opportunity out there. It was just like, let's get this out and let's get this people using it as soon as possible and start growing it.
Mm-hmm. And you are also the chief operating officer. You're the cool guy. So I'm curious, what are the fields an operations manager should master?
Well, I'm the co-founder, the CTO. I guess I'm the COO. Yeah, there's many different.
You're a lot of hats. Yeah.
Well, it's a startup, as you know, right? You have to do it all. I mean, there's nobody to help you. I can't call up the phone and say I need this report from my finance team, right? I got to figure it out. So skills you really need. To your point, I think there's like three things. I use this acronym I call FTT. It's like focus, tenacity, and talent. I guess those are three key traits. I mean, you need to be focused. You need to be laser focused and dedicated to get something done, because in a startup, as you know, you're doing 20 different things, and if you don't focus to get one done, everything else will easily distract you. And you have to be tenacious, because you're going to be working in some fields that you might not know as well as others, so you have to just dig in and keep working and working till you find the answer, because nobody else is going to help you get that answer. And then lastly, I say talent in the sense that every good person needs a good mentor, right? They need to have a good inner circle of trusted friends and advisors they can deal with. So you really need to have that if you're going to do this. You need somebody to leverage and bounce ideas off of, because those nights you're working 3, 4, 5 in the morning and you come up with this crazy idea, you want to be able to call somebody and they can tell you the truth if it's going to make sense or not to do it.
So I know
focus.
Go ahead, Chase. Sorry.
Well, I was just focus is one of the most obvious, but one of the most challenging skills, and I was wondering how you personally get into a state of flow.
My state of flow, I guess, never rests, if that's an answer. I'm literally, I was a workaholic before Igobono. I'm pretty much a super workaholic now. I mean, there's not a moment that goes by that I don't think about Igobono. I mean, I go to bed at night hoping I did everything right. I'm hoping the site doesn't crash, hoping the people will use it. So, to your point, the only way to do it is you have to be all in. You have to dedicate yourself to one goal, is to get this out to the world and just focus every day on it. If you lose that train of thought, like you said, you're gonna deviate course. You just have to write a list in the morning. You have to say what you have to accomplish, and you got to go one by one and just execute on it. And don't let anything stop you.
So on that note, you've mentioned that when you have a startup, it is a lot of everyone's wearing a lot of different hats and everyone's playing a different role. What are the ways that you're rewarding your team for achievements, both big and small?
Big and small. So big and small, I would say, every day we have a call, and it's always about what we need to get done and talk about what we accomplished and what we need to do. And every once in a while, we try to take people back out to a restaurant, to your point. Like we found this company in a restaurant in Brooklyn, so we try to go back there as an annual pilgrimage to bring the whole team out. And, people are rewarded by the fact that they feel like they're actually trying to help people. It might sound silly, but help change the world, right? I mean, Igobono, like you said, it has a huge vision, right? It could do a lot of good for a lot of people in this world. And the people that are working with us see that vision, and they think, being part of this is a great opportunity, and it's just helping them work harder, and it's helping me work harder every day.
So looking ahead, Mike, you guys have stated that you have 3 big goals. The first one being international expansion, then greater spending power, and more customized verticals. What needs to happen for you guys to achieve those?
We need to make sure that we get people to sign up, that they get as much spending power as possible, that there's abundant goods and services that they can get on the site, and we have to keep driving just the basics, right? Let's get the basics right. We do that right, and we get the right products on there, get the site bug-free, make it easy to execute. I mean, I have people on the site that are 18 to 80. You know, some of my power users is a 70-year-old woman, all right? So we have to make it so people can easily use the site. I did that specifically because I know how busy everybody is in their daily lives and how much technology. Technology has to help empower you to do something easier. So as long as we focus on that and execute on that core, I think we'll reach those goals long term, Jenna.
Great. So can we end with you telling us how people can get on Igobono and how they can follow you on social channels?
Absolutely. They can visit igobono.com. That's igobono.com. On there is our Facebook page on the top right, our Pinterest account, our Twitter account, and it's free to join, don't forget. And I want to make one special offer to everybody in your audience. So anybody who joins Igobono, once you sign up and get in the site, connect with me and mention that you saw me on 33 Voices, and I'll give you 10 free bonos for doing that.
Great. Thank you so much, Mike.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Jenna. Thank you, Chase.